Right, boom, live.
All right, shalom to I.S.U.P.K UK, and this is the Sabbath service where we go into the law. You know, when we break down the law, you know, I mean, the Bible says keep the Sabbath day holy. That's what we do, man. We keep the Sabbath day holy, meaning keep it separate. This is a separate day from any other days. All right. Back to Miami. Yes, that will stay cool. Take it. Come on.
That's fine.
Leviticus, what we in Leviticus?
Chapter 18, verse 1.
We're going to read the book of Leviticus 18:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God.
So it says, speak unto the children of Israel, and say, oh God, meaning I'm the Lord your God, meaning you take orders from me, what I tell you to do. This is what you do. Go ahead.
Verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, because what they was doing in the land of Egypt, they were having sex with their mothers, their fathers, their sisters, their brothers. They were all having big orgies and committing all kinds of abominations, men with men. So the Bible saying, after the doings of Egypt, go ahead.
Wherein ye dwelt.
Wherein ye dwelt, because we were slaves in Egypt. So it's saying we dwelt in Egypt. So while we was in Egypt, we saw all these things. We saw men with men. We saw men sleeping with their sisters, men sleeping with their daughters, men taking other men's wives. We saw all these doings in Egypt because we was enslaved there under the Egyptians. Go ahead.
Shall ye not do?
Shall you what?
Not do.
Shall you what?
Not do.
So everything we've seen in Egypt, the Bible saying, shall ye not do? Because the things we've seen in Egypt was wickedness.
Right.
Now the Lord's telling us we ain't supposed to do what we've seen in Egypt. Go ahead.
Of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you.
It says, after the doings of the land of Canaan, go ahead.
Shall ye not do?
It says we shouldn't do that either. Like we shouldn't do these heathen customs, these heathen holidays. We shouldn't be part of these heathen belief systems. Go ahead.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
It says, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Go ahead.
Okay, verse 4. Ye shall do my judgments.
Ye shall what?
Do my judgments.
It says, ye shall do my judgments. Because the Lord gave us his law, statutes, commandments, and his judgments for us to do. He only gave it to the nation of Israel. He said, ye shall do my judgments. He didn't tell nobody else to do them. He told us to do them. Go ahead.
And keep mine ordinances.
It says, and keep mine ordinances, meaning you keep the Most High's order, you keep the Most High's holy days, you keep the Most High's feasts, you keep the Most High's laws. Go ahead.
To walk therein.
To what?
To walk therein.
To walk therein. It means you do them, man.
That's right.
You live by these. What you see in this Bible, you live by these laws. Go ahead.
I am the Lord your God.
And it's saying, I am the Lord your God. I am your power. You listen to me. You obey me. You serve me. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes.
It says, ye shall therefore keep my statutes, which is another word for laws and so forth. Go ahead.
And my judgments.
And my judgments. Keep his statutes and his judgments. Like with the Bible, it will tell you, do this. If it says do it, you're supposed to do it. If it says don't do this, you're not supposed to do it.
That's right.
Now there's certain things, there's like in the time, there's certain things where if you would mess up, you'd have to go offer an animal or so forth. We don't do that no more. Now our sacrifice is Christ. But now you keep the judgments and the laws by not messing up, by following Christ and so forth. Go ahead.
Which if a man do, he shall live in them.
And if a man do, he shall live in them. Go ahead.
I am the Lord. Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin.
None of you shall what?
Approach to any that is near of kin to him.
It says you're not supposed to approach any that is near of kin to him. Meaning you ain't supposed to be approaching your sister.
That's right.
Your sister ain't supposed to be approaching her brother.
That's right.
Her uncle ain't supposed to be approaching his brother's daughter and so forth, or his auntie and so forth. You ain't supposed to approach near of kin. Go ahead.
To uncover their nakedness. To uncover their nakedness.
You ain't supposed to approach them to uncover their nakedness. You shouldn't be trying to spit game to your sister.
That's
trying
right.
to have sex with your sister. A sister shouldn't be trying to have sex with her brother. You ain't supposed to approach any near of kin. Go ahead. And also that is what they used to do in Egypt. They used to approach their near of kin. We ain't supposed to do this. Go ahead.
I am the Lord. Verse 7. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover.
The nakedness of thy father and the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. Meaning you ain't supposed to be trying to see your parents naked and trying to have sex with your parents and all this stuff. There's a news article the other day. You see that woman in a relationship with her son.
Nah.
The pictures on Facebook, she's kissing her son. They're in a relationship. He's about 7. She's about 35 or something. You see? Now the Bible says, read that again.
The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shall thou not uncover.
And guess where they learned that from? They learned that from the other nations, because we're a nation who don't get down like that. We're a nation who don't see our parents' nakedness and so forth. Go ahead.
She is thy mother.
She is what?
Thy mother.
She is what?
Thy mother.
No, she's thy girlfriend.
Thy mother.
She is thy side piece.
Thy mother.
She is thy bit on the side.
Thy mother.
I can't get sex from nobody else, so I'm just gonna get it from her.
She is thy mother.
The Bible says she is thy mother, man. You're supposed to try uncover your mother's nakedness. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
It says thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. What you want to say?
No. You're like, also for me, also Nimrod, who people celebrate for Christmas. His mom married him. You know what I mean? His mom had sex with him, and he became his mother's husband, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even the Bible goes, you shouldn't uncover your father's nakedness. That's what Ham did to his father, man.
Right.
He saw his dad naked, and he didn't cover him. He laughed at it.
Right. He laughed at him, thought it was a joke, and meanwhile the other 2 brothers walked backwards and covered him up with a sheet. Ham just laughed at him naked and thought it was a joke. I mean, ain't no joke seeing no man naked. How's it funny to see a man naked? That's disgusting. I don't ever want to see that in my life. Go ahead.
Verse 8. The nakedness of thy father's wife.
The what?
The nakedness of thy father's wife.
It says the nakedness of thy father's wife. Which means if your father has another wife, you ain't supposed to be thinking, my dad's got a next woman who's looking young and round in all the right places, and you ain't supposed to uncover her nakedness. That's your father's nakedness. Go ahead.
Shall thou not uncover?
You ain't supposed to uncover your father's nakedness and your father's wife's nakedness. You ain't supposed to be trying to sleep with father's wives and so forth. Go ahead.
It is thy father's nakedness.
And it's thy father's nakedness. You know it's your father's nakedness because your father's wife. And once you become married, you become one flesh. You uncovering your father's wife's nakedness. It's like you're uncovering your father naked.
That's right.
It's disgusting, man. Do that. Go ahead.
Verse 9. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father.
It says the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father. Now, sometimes people seem to think, well, my dad's got kids everywhere else. I ain't seen her my whole life. Then you see her when you probably see her when she's like 22, 23, thinking she's blossomed and thinking, well, technically we're not sisters because I don't know her and she's looking good and we look alike and she's lived out the city. It's like we're not sisters. What did the Bible say?
The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father.
It says the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father. Because you know how black men get down. Sometimes they got kids in this city, this city. Sometimes you don't meet them till you're like 21. Day your dad probably say to you, you got a sister, here she is. You can't be looking at her like she ain't my sister, but damn, you can't be looking at her like that because it's your sister, it's your father's daughter, which makes her your sister. You can't uncover her nakedness. You can't think I'm gonna get with her because it's still your sister. Go ahead.
Or the daughter of thy mother.
Or the daughter of thy mother, still your sister, man. You can't be and so forth. Go ahead.
Whether she be born at home.
It says whether she be born at home, whether you know her, whether she lives with you, same city.
Born abroad.
Or born abroad. So you could live in Birmingham and she could live in London. Or well, London's not even that far. Or she could live in Jamaica or something. So you probably think, well, because she's overseas, she ain't my sister. All the family probably meet up. You can't be trying to sneak in that bedroom in the night time talking about it's not my sister because I didn't grow up with her. It says whether she be born in the land or born abroad. Go ahead.
Even their nakedness.
Even what?
Even their nakedness.
Even what?
Their nakedness.
So if she lives all the way in Jamaica and you live in London, go ahead.
Even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
And even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. So you can't do that either. Go ahead.
Verse 10. The nakedness of thy son's daughter.
It says the nakedness of thy son's daughter. Meaning you're the grandparent of this child. Go ahead.
Or thy daughter's daughter.
You're the same again. You're the grandparent of this child. Go ahead.
Even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
Even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. Now you can't be trying to get with your granddaughter. You can't be doing all this nasty stuff with your grandkids and so forth. They're your grandkids, man. The only thing you're supposed to do is look after them and do what grandparents do. Keep feeding them and don't make them leave until they've had about 10 plates of food and so forth. That's what grandparents are supposed to do, not them try uncover their nakedness. Go ahead.
For there is thine own nakedness.
And that's your own nakedness. You know why? Because that's your son's kids. So it's all your nakedness. You're supposed to do that. But in Egypt, that's what they used to do.
God.
These other nations, that's what they do. But we're a separate nation, a holy nation. We ain't supposed to do that. Go ahead.
Verse 11. The nakedness of thy father's wife. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter.
The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter. Go ahead.
Begotten of thy father.
What?
Begotten of thy father.
Meaning that's your sister. That's your father's daughter. But you have different mothers. So he's got this daughter with another wife. It still come from that same man. Go ahead.
She is thy sister.
She is what?
Thy sister.
She is what?
Thy sister.
The Bible says she is thy sister. No matter if you didn't grow up together. No matter if you didn't know she existed. From she comes from that man. She is thy sister. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister.
And it says, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. That's your auntie. You can't be trying to get with your auntie. That's your near kin. Go ahead.
She is thy father's near kinswoman.
She is your father's near kinswoman. That's your auntie. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister.
You shouldn't uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister. That's your auntie also. All up in her and do stuff with her. That's your auntie. Go ahead.
For she is thy mother's near kinswoman.
And that's your mother's near kinswoman. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother.
Thou shalt what?
Not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother.
You shouldn't uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Meaning you can't be your father's daughter and trying to get with your father's brother or uncle. You know what I mean? Yeah, the father's brother, which makes it your uncle. Yeah. Now, only white people do these things. When you watch Jeremy Kyle and the Moore Show, only white people get with their near kin family members. Now with us people, it's in our spirit to know that that's disgusting. It's in our spirit to know that, damn, our nation's so big, you can go outside your nation to get with someone. You don't need to have your near kinswoman and all of that disgusting stuff which these Africans and white people do. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt.
And you shouldn't approach his wife, man. She's your auntie. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, I look younger than he does. I look better than he does. I got more muscles than he does. He's an old man now. Maybe she's going to be into me. You can't approach her. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law.
Thou shalt what?
Not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law.
You can't uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law. That's like your wife's daughter or something. Wow.
No, your son's wife.
Yeah, your son's wife, your daughter-in-law. Yeah, it's your son's wife. You ain't supposed to try and have sex with your son's wife because that's his nakedness. Go ahead, and it all leads back to you because he comes from you. So you ain't supposed to be trying to get with his wife. He ain't supposed to be trying to get with your wife. That's a heathen custom. Everyone getting together and having one big orgy and everyone getting with everyone. We don't work like that in Israel. Go ahead.
She is thy son's wife.
She is thy son's wife. That's his son's wife, man. Leave your son with his woman. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
You ain't supposed to uncover her nakedness. Any questions on there?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 16. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife.
You ain't supposed to uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife also. Go ahead.
It is thy brother's nakedness.
It's your brother's nakedness. It's his wife. It's his nakedness. Once you get married, you become one flesh. You uncovering your brother's nakedness, it's like you're uncovering your brother, which is disgusting. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter.
Thou shalt what?
Not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter.
It says, thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Meaning, you can't have a wife and then want to get with her daughter also. We don't work like that in Israel. You can't be thinking, okay, the daughter is looking. You know how people how all the time on TV, people are on TV because they've slept with their wife's daughter. You can't be doing that. Even if the daughter looks bad as hell, looking all good, and the mom's looking all old, wrinkly, and past their prime, you can't get with the daughter. The Bible says that's out of the question. You can't do that. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter.
Go ahead.
Of her daughter's daughter to uncover their nakedness.
Read that again.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter.
Neither shall you take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. Meaning, don't be taking close kin family members, man. Don't be taking your wife's family members. Go ahead.
To uncover her nakedness, for they are near to kin.
They're near kin, man. Don't be taking these close family members. Go ahead.
It is wickedness.
It is what?
It is wickedness.
It is what?
It is wickedness.
It's wickedness to take a mother and a daughter and have sex with both of them. It's wickedness, man. And it's wicked for a woman to take a man and sleep with his father. It's wickedness, man. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her.
Neither shall thou what?
Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister.
Meaning you can't take a woman and her sister. So how it goes is, if you want Beyonce, you can't get Solange as well. You have to pick one or the other. I'm gonna go with Solange. Read it again.
Verse 18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister.
It says, neither shall thou take a wife to her sister. Meaning you can't have a woman and then have her sister. So before you even get with them, you better decide which one you want, because you can only have one. You can't have the both of them. You can't have the both of them. It says, neither shall thou take a wife and a sister to vex her. I mean, how are you going to be with two sisters that come from the same father and mother and so forth? You can't do that. You can't do that to vex her. That's going to make her mad. That's going to make her compete, and it's going to make her hate her sister, and they're not going to get along and so forth. Go ahead.
Like also, you got loads of men that like twins. You know what I mean? Every man's fantasy nowadays is to have twins. You know what I mean? You can't have twins, man. The sisters.
Exactly, you can't have twins, man. You're gonna have to pick one of them. So pick wisely, because you can't have the both of them. Go ahead.
To vex her, to uncover her nakedness.
To vex her, to uncover her nakedness. Now think about it. Them two grew up together, and then you think you can be in the both of them? Nah, man. It don't work like that. You're definitely gonna vex her, and it's against God to do that. You can only have one of them. You can only have one sister per family, shall I say. You can only have one sister per family. Go ahead.
Beside the other in her lifetime.
Beside the other in her lifetime. In that lifetime, you can't do it. Go ahead.
I mean, if she dies, you can.
Yeah. In her lifetime, you can't do it. But that means you don't be hoping for her to die so you can have the other sister. But go ahead.
Verse 19. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness.
So while a woman is unclean, you shouldn't be trying to do nothing with her, get all up in there. When women are unclean, they're meant to be separate. They're meant to, because everything they sit upon becomes unclean. So you ain't supposed to approach them in that time. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife.
Thou shalt what?
Not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife.
You're supposed to lie carnally with your neighbor's wife, man. I'm trying to cuddle up with your neighbor's wife, have sex with your neighbor's wife and so forth. His wife, that's for him to cuddle, him to lie next to you. Go ahead.
To defile thyself with her.
To what?
Defile thyself with her.
That's what you do when you take next man's wife. You defile yourself. Any of these laws we're covering, you defile yourself, meaning you make yourself dirty, unclean, impure, and so forth. And you're supposed to, if you do those things, you're supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel dirty. You're supposed to feel unclean. You're supposed to feel bad and impure, because you ain't supposed to do those things. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
It says, thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Now, this was a false god that people used to sacrifice their kids to. It was like a statue that used to sit there. It had the fire part was in the
belly.
Yeah, the fire part was in the belly. Used to put their kids through the mouth. I'm sure it was the mouth to put it through it. What's the mouth? No, I'm sure put it in the mouth, it goes through down to the belly. I can't remember. You'll have to look it up, but you can Google it. I can't remember which side the passed it through, but Molech was a false god people used to sacrifice their kids to pass through the fire, and their kids used to get basically burnt to death and so forth. Go ahead. Used to sacrifice their kids to. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of the Lord.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of the Lord, man. Go ahead. I
am the Lord. Verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind. Meaning, a man ain't supposed to look at a next man and even have those thoughts cross his mind. You ain't even supposed to have them thoughts cross your mind. A man ain't supposed to see a next man and thoughts on the left hand, having thoughts on the left hand side. That's disgusting. It says a man shouldn't lie with mankind, meaning a man shouldn't be having sex with a man. If I don't even think you can even call it that. A man shouldn't be having what a man should. I can't find the name for it, but it's disgusting. A man should be thinking about putting his rod in a. You not just read on.
Verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with
A
mankind.
man ain't supposed to have sex with the next man. A woman ain't supposed to have sex with the next woman. You ain't supposed to lie with the same kind as yourself. A man ain't supposed to be with a man. A woman ain't supposed to be with a woman. Two negatives don't go together. Two positives don't go together. But what does go together is a positive and a negative. That's how you're supposed to keep it. A man with a woman with a man. And guess what? It works miracles. Babies are made that way. So go ahead.
As with womankind.
As what?
As with womankind.
So you're supposed to lie with a man the same way you meant to lie with a woman. A man and a man can't produce nothing. The only thing they can produce is AIDS, HIV, abominations, disgustingness. That's the only thing they can produce. Go ahead.
It is an abomination.
It is what?
An abomination.
It is what?
An abomination.
And it's an abomination. All these men getting married in the church. It's an abomination. All these lesbians getting married with a church. All these lesbian women talking about they don't need a man. But then they use strap-ons. You need a man. I'm not saying you don't need a man. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast.
Neither what?
Shall thou lie with any beast.
Now, this is talking about bestiality. You got this stuff where women will sleep with horses, men sleeping with dogs, men sleeping with animals. The Bible says, neither shall thou lie with any beast. You ain't supposed to sleep with animals. It's disgusting. Go ahead.
To defile thyself therewith.
To what?
Defile thyself wherewith.
Doing that, you're defiling yourself, man. The law in the Bible says you're supposed to get put to death for bestiality. You're supposed to get put to death along with the animal. You ain't supposed to lie with no animal, with no beast. Talking about, oh, a dog's a man's best friend. Only white men say that. A dog's a man's best friend. I don't know what the hell they're doing behind closed doors with that dog. Go ahead.
So like I said, for me, the Bible says a woman's a man's best friend, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? God made, you know what I mean? The Most High brought Eve to Adam, you know what I mean, to be his helpmate, man.
Exactly.
That's a man's best friend, you know, a dog.
Exactly.
And that's the white man is a homosexual, man.
Exactly. The white man says a dog's a man's best friend. But for black men, a woman better be your best friend. Go ahead.
Neither shall any woman stand before a beast.
It says, neither shall any woman stand before a beast, meaning neither shall a woman take off her clothes and put herself in a certain position before an animal. Go ahead.
To lie down thereto.
To what?
To lie down thereto.
To what?
Lie down thereto.
Because believe it not, the other day in the Birmingham Mail, some woman, she got a suspended sentence for having sex with a dog, and her boyfriend filmed it. And when they fell out, he brought the video to the police, and she got a suspended sentence. In the article said what she would do is take off her clothes and bend over in front of the dog, and then the dog would come behind her and do whatever with her while the boyfriend recorded it. And this is how you know white people are sick in their head. I mean, any woman try to get me, tell me to record her doing that, she ain't never seen me again. That's disgusting as hell. Go ahead.
It is confusion.
It is what?
Confusion.
It is what?
Confusion.
Confusion, man, for a woman to bend over like a dog and let a dog come behind her and do what a dog's meant to do to another dog. It's confusion to do that. It's sickening to do that. It's evil to do that. It's wickedness to do that. Go ahead. And doing that, you become more disgusting than the damn animal you're lying with. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things.
Do what?
Defile not yourselves with any of these things.
So all the above that we just read, the Bible says, don't defile yourselves with none of these things. All the above that we just read, you ain't supposed to do not one of them. It says, don't defile yourselves in no way with any of these things. Go ahead.
For in all these things, the nations are defiled with.
For all these things, what?
For all these things, the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
All these things, all the other nations are defiled with these things. All the other nations do these things. White people do these things.
God.
Africans do these things. East Indians do these things. What East Indians do is they have sex with goats. That's what they do. They will have sex with a goat. The Bible says you ain't supposed to do these things. Read it again.
Defile ye not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
For all the what?
For all these things the nations do, which I cast.
He says for all these things the nations do, and even today all these things the nations do. Now you can look up these nations. Africans, I don't know who they're having sex with in that bush. Whatever animal they're having sex with, whatever animal they can find in that bush. East Indians, they're having sex with any goat they can find in that desert. White people having sex with any animal they can get to their house. Go ahead.
Which I cast out before you.
And the Lord cast these nations out because they're disgusting and committing abominations. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And the land is defiled, therefore.
And what?
and the land is defiled therefore.
And you defile the land when you do all this wickedness. I mean, you start to do this wickedness, what's going to happen? Your kids are going to start to do it. Their kids are going to start to do it. Before you know it, you got a nation of humans having sex with animals. Go ahead. And even now, there's a thing where you can marry your pet now. You seen that? People marrying their pet, putting it. Oh, go ahead. I can't be else to even talk about it. Go ahead.
I do visit the iniquity therefore.
And it says, I do visit the iniquity therefore. Meaning the Lord would give you payback. There's this one woman that had sex with a horse before, and she'd done it a few times, and she thought, okay, there's no harm. What's it called? And guess what? She died. She had sex with the horse one day, and she died. And that was her being visited for that wickedness. Go ahead.
Therefore upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants.
And what?
Land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants.
And guess what, man? You get kicked out of the land for doing that wickedness. You get kicked out of the land for doing that wickedness. In our kingdom, if you do that wickedness, your head's gonna come off. If you do that wickedness, once we ruling, ain't gonna be no such thing as you sleeping with animals in that day. Go ahead.
Verse 26. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments.
It says, ye shall therefore keep my statutes and his judgments. And we just read some of these laws and these statutes that you ain't supposed to be having sex with your sister, your auntie, your mother, your father. These is the ones that you're supposed to keep, man. And don't do these things. Our nation's so big, you can go outside of your nation. I mean, you don't have to have sex with your sister and so forth. You need a woman. Come and ask me, man. come and ask me. Go ahead.
And shall not commit any of these abominations.
And you ain't supposed to commit any of those abominations. All of those that we just read is abominations. An abomination is a disgusting, evil, wicked act. That's what an abomination is. Go ahead.
Neither any of your own nation.
Neither what?
Any of your own nation.
Neither any of your own nation, man. No one in our nation is supposed to do that. Nobody that lives in the land with us is supposed to do that. Our own nation, go ahead.
Nor any stranger that sojourneth among you.
And when you say a stranger that sojourneth amongst us, I mean a brother from a next city come to live amongst us, he ain't supposed to do that either.
That's right.
He ain't supposed to commit no bestiality. He ain't supposed to be trying to sleep with his mother, his father, his auntie, his sister. Go ahead.
Verse 27. For all these abominations.
It says, for all these abominations.
Have the men of the land done.
Have the men of the land done. Now the other nations, they done these abominations. The Egyptians, they do these abominations. East Indians do them. All these other nations, the Arabs especially them. Everybody knows about the Arabs and sheep. Everybody, listen, them Arabs prefer sheep over women. Go ahead.
Okay,